told your friend you're not okay.
Hey K-pop news lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today we have something truly special, a rare behind-the-scenes moment from the BTS 2.0 MV shoot that has recently had armies all over the world abuzz in the comments. And trust me, if you're a true army who loves seeing the members' authentic, spontaneous, and laugh-out-loud sides, then you've just found the perfect video for you today. It all started when the cameras started rolling, and the atmosphere on set was still normal. Calm, relaxed, and focused as usual. But that calm was immediately shattered when Taehyung emerged from behind the scenes with a look that instantly made the studio lose its sanity in a matter of seconds. Not his hair, not his clothes, but his sharp, stylish, and so cool beard look that the entire group was speechless. And the most iconic moment happened just moments later, when Jungkook, the golden magne, gave a compliment so sincere and gentle. With his signature bunny smile that always manages to melt anyone, he said, "It suits you well." Soft, slow, and full of admiration. ARMY immediately exploded, not just because the moment was sweet, but because Jungkook's expression when he said it really looked like he was holding back laughter and being proud to see his Hyung look so dashing. From that moment on, the atmosphere on set completely changed. It was no longer the professional atmosphere of a music video shoot, but transformed into a playful, laughter-filled space. J-Hope emerged as the most boisterous figure to greet Taehyung, holding a camera like a proud father ready to capture his child's precious moments. Yoongi looked like a cool grandfather pretending not to notice, but actually enjoying every second of the chaos. Jin gave off the vibe of a cool uncle who arrived at a family party with a casual demeanor, but still exuding superstar aura.
And Jungkook?
He was like the youngest brother, both amazed and confused by why everyone was suddenly focused on his Hyung's beard. What made it even funnier was that Taehyung was desperately trying to hold back a smile, so his beard wouldn't shift or get damaged. Every time the camera started rolling, he tried to maintain a super charismatic, cool facade. But as soon as the other members started giggling, Taehyung immediately lost it and lowered his head, covering his mouth, clearly unable to hold back his laughter. And if you thought the chaos ended there, oh, you're wrong, because the craziest moment came when they were filming the elevator scene. Armies who have watched it know how legendary this part is. RM showed up in a wig that, well, let's be honest, it made everyone on set laugh out loud. Even before the cameras started rolling, you could hear someone say, "We can't laugh." And within 3 seconds, they all broke out. Jin, Suga, J-Hope, everyone gave in. Even Yoongi, who usually manages to hide his expressions, broke out into a wide smile. Taehyung? He had to look away because otherwise his beard would literally fall off. What moved ARMY even more was how the members literally couldn't stop staring at Taehyung. His visuals with that beard look were simply too killer. With his deep voice, sharp jawline, and intense charisma, Taehyung looked like a film noir character who'd stepped out of an alternate universe. It's no wonder the other members stole glances every time the camera panned. There was even a moment when Jungkook glanced at Taehyung with a small smile, and ARMY went wild because the small interaction felt warm and genuine. It didn't stop there. Taehyung also contributed a brilliant idea for the intro scene. He suggested that each member walk in with their own warm-up style, rather than their usual walk. Jungkook immediately embraced the idea and then helped organize the formation. J-Hope was clearly impressed by both of them. Taehyung for his artistic ideas and Jungkook for his quick ability to grasp the rhythm of the movements. That's what makes BTS different. Their creativity always comes through even in the midst of laughter-filled moments like this. As filming continued, the scene had to be retaken numerous times, not because of technical errors, but because they couldn't stop laughing. And another highlight was, of course, Namjoon's wig, which caused many takes to be ruined. ARMY even made a viral comment. BTS had to retake the 2.0 intro scene because of Namjoon's wig. LMAO. And it was true. Every time the camera started rolling, someone inevitably started laughing first. Moments like these show the most human side of BTS. They're not just global superstars delivering stunning performances on stage, but also 7 men who love each other, support each other, comfort each other, and enjoy laughter together. But what made this behind-the-scenes session even more memorable was what happened after all the main scenes were finished. As the crew began setting up the lighting and cameras, the members actually seemed more relaxed and began to get into their playful mode, as if they were just starting their day. Taehyung, who had been the center of attention throughout the shoot, finally took a breather and sat on the long sofa on set, massaging his cheeks from laughing so much. But of course, the break didn't last long. Jungkook, with slow but mischievous steps, approached Taehyung with a small camera. He deliberately pointed the lens at Taehyung's face and said, "Hyung, beard check," in a teasing tone that immediately made Taehyung lean his head back and laugh out loud. The other members who heard this spontaneously joined in the fun. Jimin poked J-Hope and said, "See, he's getting prouder of his beard," which immediately made everyone burst out laughing again. What was surprising was when RM joined in, wearing his wig again. For some reason, he found it too cute to just take off. Jin immediately reacted with the dramatic flair of a rom-com actor, staring at RM from across the room and saying, "No, please, not again." The entire room erupted with laughter. Even the usually professional crew couldn't hide their smiles. Amidst the commotion, the camera captured a small but sweet moment. Taehyung glanced at Jungkook, who was still busy filming him, then raised an eyebrow and said, "You like it that much?" Jungkook just chuckled and nodded, clearly enjoying the small interaction. This brief but warm moment caused ARMY to erupt in the comments, calling the two a duo who always managed to liven up the mood in a room just by their presence. After a few minutes of joking around, Suga suddenly invited them to gather around for a moment to watch the playback of the footage. Although he's known as the calmest member, Suga apparently really enjoyed watching the members' reactions to the chaos they themselves had created. When the playback showed the elevator scene, Suga simply said, "There you go," with a faint smile, and J-Hope immediately fell to the floor clutching his stomach, unable to bear the sight of RM in that wig any longer. Even Taehyung couldn't hold back his laughter, gently hitting Jungkook's thigh while laughing until his eyes went dark. Hilariously, when the playback showed the part where Taehyung had to hold back his laughter to keep his beard from shifting, all the members immediately shouted in unison, "Hyung." Taehyung covered his face with both hands and said, "Aish, don't look at that." But the more he covered his face, the more the members mocked him. However, after the laughter subsided, the atmosphere became much warmer. RM, in his calm voice, said, "This is the best part of our job. When we laugh like this, everything feels lighter." That sentence caused everyone to pause for a moment, and then slowly nod. Jin then added, "Yeah, and if Taehyung is around with a beard like that, I guarantee all the burdens will disappear," making Taehyung kick his leg lightly with a laugh. The bonding moment continued as they began to get ready to go home, but it seemed no one was really ready to end the day. Jungkook suggested taking a group picture, and of course, J-Hope immediately acted as the professional photographer, like the excited father of the family. "Okay, everyone, beard in the middle," he exclaimed, directing them. Taehyung shyly stood in the middle, holding his beard, while the other members pretended to stare at him with fascinated expressions. The shot captured their natural laughter, honest, warm, and full of love. And here comes the culmination of the touching moment, when Namjoon said, "I don't know if you'll keep that beard or not, but today, you made us all happy." Taehyung immediately looked down, smiled shyly, and Jungkook patted his shoulder and said, "Hyung, keep it." The night may have been just a regular behind-the-scenes session, but the atmosphere, the laughter, the togetherness, that's what makes BTS and ARMY always feel close. No matter how big their achievements, no matter how busy their schedules, when they gather like this, they're not global superstars. They're just 7 brothers cheering each other on. And for ARMY, it's small moments like these that feel like the greatest gift. Taehyung's laughter, Jungkook's compliments, Jin's jokes, RM's expressions, Hobi's antics, Yoongi's smiles, Jimin's playfulness. All of it creates a mosaic of happiness we'll never get tired of. See you in the next video.